in here. Welcome back to my Country Craft Corner. Here I am in my car. Comes the garbage truck, about ready to run me over. Yikes. And I am on my way to pick up my friend, and then we're going to head south and go see our girlfriend and have a fun craft day and lunch. It is going to be a good day. So I couldn't sleep last night. I was excited. So I'm trying to wake up. I didn't change the clock in my car here. It's 20 of 9 right now. I've been awake since about 5:45, and I didn't go to bed until about 1. I'm a tired puppy today. But I've got everything packed up. I have our little bags that you saw me pack up yesterday in my blog in the trunk, and I packed up my fruit salad, and it's in the trunk in one of those cold bags. Have y'all seen those? So it's like an insulated bag. You can get it at the same place. Well, I got it at World Market. That's where I got it, at World Market. I usually have hot tea in the morning, and I just put my Splenda in there. I don't drink it with any kind of cream, or my dad drinks his with that like international, what is it? I don't even know. It's like a creamer, a flavored creamer. Vanilla is his favorite, French vanilla. It is sunny, as you can tell, as all get out. I look like I have blonde hair today. Thought about going blonde, but I don't think it's quite me. I have to put my sunglasses on here, you guys. I hate to do that, but well, maybe it's not too bad now. Well, maybe until I turn. I need my sunglasses. Sorry about that. I much rather be able to look at you with my eyes and have you guys see me looking back at you than to have these dark sunglasses on. But the reason I wear them like this, these are not the ones with like the sides on them. I don't need to go that far. But I am a migraine sufferer. I've had migraines my whole life. Not really bad, and are much better than they used to be when I was a little bit younger, and even then they weren't horrible. My mom used to get them all the time, but and she took like Imitrex and other medication for hers, and I've never had to do that. I just treat mine with Advil, which works in a cumulative fashion for me. I start out with 3 and then take 2 more about 3.5 hours later, and then 2 more about 3.5 hours after that, and so on. And by the time I get to, I usually wake up with mine when I get them, and they're really bad like that when you wake up with them, because you can't get ahead of it with medication. But usually by the end of the day I can get them under control, and sometimes they last 2 or 3 days, but they're of a lesser intensity than they might be. So I've never wanted to take any kind of prescription medication if I can at all help it for my migraines. That's just the way I do things, and it has worked for me forever. I guess I remember my first migraine when I was in my teens, like 17, 18. I didn't know it was a migraine then, but I also get what's called optical migraines. I don't know whether any of you migraine sufferers that are out there have experienced these, but it's an aura, and mine start. I haven't had one in years, but when I used to get them, mine start with a pinpoint of light, almost, it looks like. And you can Google optical migraine and look at videos of how they act, but it looks like shards of light almost. And usually it starts at the center of my visual field, and it's the same in both eyes. And it grows and grows and grows till you almost can't see. It's pretty scary, to be honest with you. The very first time you have one, it's like, what is going on? And it grows and grows and grows to a certain intensity, and then no pain with it, and then it dissipates just about as quickly. It grows very slowly, and then it dissipates very slowly. And mine usually move off to one side or the other. So most people who get optical migraines know that there is a migraine coming after that, and they can usually pre-medicate. I hardly ever. I'm weird. I have weird things happen to me. Once, maybe, I think once or twice in my life I've gotten a migraine after the optical migraine or the aura. But most people get a really bad migraine. That's a precursor to a migraine. Also, too, there are triggers for migraines. I figured out what one of mine is for sure, and that is dark chocolate. I cannot eat, like, even Oreos. I can't even eat Oreos, or I get a migraine. Or like the Hershey's dark chocolate bars. I can't eat those. I can eat, like, peppermint patties. That's dark chocolate in there, but I don't know why I can eat peppermint patties and not Oreos, but whatever. So I have to be really careful with that. And really sharp cheddar cheese. I can't eat really sharp, like the kind that crumbles, when you go to cut it. So I can't eat that. But other than that, and cantaloupe. Weird. I love cantaloupe, and I have to really be careful not to eat too much of it, because it can cause me to have a migraine. So anyway, that's kind of my migraine story. Not that y'all asked, but I'm a pretty high-strung person, as you can tell. I'm somebody said that you must be an A personality. Somebody said that to me yesterday, and I guess I am an A personality, but I'm like, the rest of my family is very argumentative. They take great pride, my family, my immediate family, Chris and the girls, they take great pride in the argument and the debate. They love to debate. They're very smart, all of them. And not that I'm not smart, but I do not take pleasure in debating. It's just not me. But they do. They love it. Oh my gracious, the sun. I'm kind of a very organized, anal retentively so organized type of person. I'm a type of person that if I have a plan, it needs to go off the way I have it in my mind, and if it doesn't, then I get a little discombobulated. And I'm really working on that. I've really, really worked on that through the years, trying not to get all like in a dither if something doesn't go the way it was planned or the way it was scheduled. Or let's say if I'm not doing anything in a day and a girlfriend calls me and asks me to go to lunch or something like that, and I had in my mind that I was going to make a wreath or something, and I would have 10 or 20 years ago, I'd have a problem going, I don't know, I don't think I can go because I had to make this wreath. Well, let's think about what's important. Is it more important to go spend time with somebody that you love, or is it more important to make a wreath? Well, in my mind, it's more important always to go spend time with family or friends, and to nurture those relationships. That in my mind is much more important than whatever else was on my silly schedule, just because I had it in my to-do list in my head. So getting better at readjusting. I'm getting there. I'm riding by my vet right now. I need to make appointments for Sam. He needs to go in and get his shots. And and just his regular yearly checkup. Make sure he's good and healthy. And Miss Sophie is due for some shots too. So, got to make appointments and get them both into the vet and do that. I have a wonderful vet. Have had her for many, many, many years through many dogs. We had a Bernese mountain dog. Some of you might have read my blog about her, but we got her as an 8-week-old puppy. Traveled to West Virginia to pick her up. She was one of about 10 puppies in a litter. Cute as a button. Cute, cute, cute. Little Bernese mountain dog puppies are just adorable. And she was so sweet. But I took her in for her spay at 6 months. Spay and neuter. Definitely spay and neuter. I'm all about that. But I took her in for her spay, and this vet that I was just talking about came out, tears in her eyes. She said this dog has the worst hip dysplasia she's ever seen in a puppy, ever. And she showed me her x-rays, and she said the only recourse we have other than to put her down was to replace her hips. And so, long story short, we were not going to put that puppy down if she could have some quality of life, and thankfully we had some money saved, and we were able to take her to Virginia Tech, which is in Southern Virginia, to their veterinary clinic, and they did one hip, total hip replacement. She had a total hip replacement in one hip, and then we took her back 3 months later for the second hip. But the problem was with that is it had, in just that 3 months, it had degraded so much that they could not do the total hip replacement. So they did what's called a femoral head ostectomy, which is in effect just cutting off the head of the femur and allowing scar tissue and whatnot to build up around that joint. And wow, and she was fine. She ran a little funny. She ran kind of with a hippity hop, kind of like a run, but and both feet together, kind of.
Maddie, let's go in the house. Come on. Let's go in the house. Maddie, come on. Let's go. Let's go.
Bunny hopped, but she was fine. But she also had other health problems, many health problems. She had allergies to everything known to man, skin allergies, just food allergies. She was a mess. Then she got mega esophagus. Whether you've ever seen aspirating pneumonia a lot. And we finally had to put her down. She only lived 6.5 years. And that was the hardest thing, one of the hardest things Chris and I have had to do. We were both right there with her. And goodness gracious. Anyway, this is me. This is who I am, you guys. And I can't take my sunglasses off because it is just so sunny. So that's another thing that gives me migraines. That's why I put my sunglasses on. That's what got the whole conversation started. You see when the sunlight is coming through the trees in kind of like a kaleidoscope look like this? If I have to go for miles and miles and miles like that, that'll trigger a migraine for me in a heartbeat. I don't know what that is, but it does for Kristen too. Both my girls get migraines too. One thing I'd rather have not passed down to them. But anyway, I'm going to have to shut up now because I'm pulling up to my girlfriend's neighborhood here, and she's going to hop in the car with me, and I don't think she would appreciate me yapping at you guys with her in the car. So I will close for now, and when I drop her back off this afternoon, I'll probably talk at you on the way home. So I'll just say, like you are going to see this right now, but I hope you're having a good day, and I hope everybody is doing well and has their health and is digging out of all that snow up north. You guys have really been in my thoughts and prayers, honest to goodness. But here I am at her place, so talk to you later. Bye. Well, I am following my girlfriend right now. She has to pick up her granddaughter after our little craft day here, so we're moving her car. We're going to leave her car in a parking lot, and we'll pick it up on our way home, because her little granddaughter's where she stays during the day. Her mom is a teacher too, and Trina picks her little granddaughter up. I don't know whether she picks her up every day, but she has to pick her up today. So I'm following her to a place to get her closer, so that we don't have to leave as soon as we might have had to. So smart thinking on her part. So we'll be on our way further south. It's about an hour and a half drive to my friend's house from my house. Of course, I live, out in the country, and I've already been on the road, half hour, 45 minutes to this point. So I'm still getting used to living out there. There's something to be said for, the seclusion, and it's lovely, and I love it out there. But it does put you further away, and you have to, start out earlier than I ever had to before, which is fine. I'm fine with that. But anyway, I'm still debating on whether or not I'm going to make my wreath today while I'm at craft day. Thinking about it, but it just depends on what we get talking about and if the mood strikes me or not. I'm definitely going to be helping Trina make hers. So, and Karen usually crochets. She does a lot of things for the homeless and her church, and she crochets hats and scarves, and she does wonderful work with volunteer work. She is something else, I'll tell you. Anyway, we're pulling into the parking lot, so I'll catch y'all later when we get back, and I'll chat at you when I'm driving home. Bye. Well, we got down to our girlfriend's house, and we chatted, and her daughter came by and brought her new baby by, so we got to hold the baby, and it was a day full of wonderfulness up to this point. And so we decided we better start making our wreaths. So that's what we are doing here. I'm closest to you, doing the white deco mesh, working with the white deco mesh there. And my friend Trina is working on the Easter wreath that I'm helping her with. And as you can see, she's doing just fine and dandy. I gave her a little bit of instruction, but she is moving and shaking right on along. And every now and again I'll go over and help her. I helped her transition over there to the inner ring. And now we're starting on our second coordinating color. I'm using red and white gingham, and she is using that pretty pink. And we work our way all the way around the outer ring, and then we transfer over. There I am doing that. Transfer over to the inner ring and make our big loops about 10 to 12 inches between each chenille tie. Work our way all the way around. And I really didn't pay attention, I'm very sorry, to where the camera was. We were talking and chatting and having a good time. Here I am putting my birdhouse on, and she's working on her bunnies, putting her bunnies on over there. And then I make her bow for her. She tried and got a little frustrated, which is very understandable, because they are not easy to make. It takes a lot of practice. So I did make her bow for her. She's putting her bow on, and I'm trying to make my wreath very similar to the Easter wreath just to help her out a little bit. So as I'm going through the steps, I'm telling her how to go through her steps, and she's managing beautifully. So there we go. We have our bows on, and I'm getting ready to add my other accent pieces, and she's adding her flowers. And there I have put those 3 little birds on my wreath. Y'all remember from yesterday's haul. And she's adding her flowers, and we're tweaking and poking, and then I add some Gerber daisies to mine. Add 3 down underneath the birdhouse, and then eventually I put 3, there we go, above the birdhouse on the top. And that was it. We had a lovely day at our craft day. Hey everyone, Arlene here. Well, I'm back in my car after our ladies craft day, and we had a lovely time. Put up. I tried my best to video us doing the wreaths, but I don't know. I just had the camera sitting on the table, and I'm not sure what's in it, to tell you the truth, because I was yapping and not paying attention too much to it. So had a lovely time with 2 lovely ladies. I'm very lucky to have these 2 in my life, and we told stories and got all cut up, and Karen's daughter brought her new baby over, and we got to hold him. Oh my gracious. Wonderful. It was a wonderful, wonderful day. So it is now 3:40, and I'm heading home, and I'm about half hour or so from my house. So I'm going to head on home and take my wreath in, and maybe take a couple pictures of that, and see what Chris has been up to all day. I have no idea what he's been doing. Haven't heard from him, and been dealing with I-95 traffic. It's been a little crazy. Now I'm on kind of a back road, so I feel a little better about that. I just dropped my friend Trina off, and like I said, I'm heading home now after a lovely ladies craft day. And anyway, I'll just say until next time, y'all take good care. Bye bye.